Hey everybody, this is TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. So in this video, I want to discuss whether or not Tape 2 for Lost Records will take place 27 years in the future. Well, I suppose I should clarify what I mean by that. We know it's going to take place 27 years in the future, but what I'm thinking is, will this tape, because it's separate, we got Tape 1, which is going to focus on the girls. Will Tape 2 have us play as adult Swan for the entire part of that tape? Now, at first, I was thinking that this game was going to flash forward, and then we were going to go play in the past, and then it jump forward to the future a bit, and just go back and forth. But I think now that, and this is actually it's something I really hope does happen. I I do believe, and I really hope it's true, that each tape is going to be set before and after whatever this event is that causes the girls to separate. Now, if any of you have played Life is Strange 2, you'll know that after the final choice we make, we get a jump a few years in the future. Sometimes 8, sometimes a little more than that. It really depends on what ending you get. But we get to see what happens to Sean and Daniel, or just Daniel if you get what I consider to be the worst ending of the game. We get to see what happens to him or them. Now, I think that instead of showing us what happens to the girls at the end, having us play as them through the entirety of the second tape, well, playing as Swan, I think that would be brilliant because it would really show us like what we did in 1995, what choices we made. For example, if any of you have seen the movie It, you know Pennywise comes out 27 years and eats a child. I'm thinking in my mind that either Kat or Nora is going to die, and we have the option to save one of them. And in doing so, when we moved it on to tape 2, we see what Kat or Nora has been up to for 27 years. And this would be a great way to implement choice and consequences. One of the girls gets to live her life, and the other one's been dead all that time. Not to mention what our choices in tape 1 could do to the people of this town. Now, one of them, we've been introduced to two. I think one of them is Kat's brother, and the other one is this girl that's bullying Swan. So it'd be interesting to see what their life turns out 27 years later in the future. Are they still assholes? Have they matured and finally grown up? I don't know, but I definitely would like to see it. Now, whether or not this happens, it's just pure speculation on my part, but I do hope it's true, and I do think, because if you see the writing, I do think that regardless of whether or not that's going to happen, this is going to be a great game, because not only do we have Cook, the writer for the first two Life is Strange games, working on it, there's also another guy who worked on the first two Life is Strange games, Jean-Luc Cano, and he wrote the scripts for Life is Strange 1 and 2, so I can tell that this is going to be a great game. Well, actually, Cook, sorry, he helped develop the story, I should say. Well, but he did have a part in the writing as well. But I do think with those two on board, this is going to be a great game, and I gotta tell you, like I may be sounding petty, but I am looking forward to seeing how the sales will do for this compared to Double Exposure, because those things immediately after what happened, they just started to slowly drop off a cliff. Like the games, they're bundling together all four Life is Strange games, and they're like 80% off. You can tell that Deck Nine, um, well, Square Enix, I should say as well, is doing what they can to salvage Double Exposure, and they think that discounting it is going to help, but I don't believe it is. I do believe that this game is going to sell like hotcakes. Absolutely. Because even though it's not Life is Strange, you have the writers for Life is Strange. And, you know, that we're going to get that theme, we're going to get that feeling, that tone. And, I, and, well, say what you will about Before the Storm and True Colors. The first two Life is Strange games were more dark in tone. Like, they didn't pull punches, if you know what I mean. Like, yes, Before the Storm and True Colors did have its moments, but they felt lighter in comparison, and then Double Exposure just felt light entirely. It felt flat. There was a lot of problems, like not just the writing in that, but just the tone. But anyways, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Because truth be told, I don't have much to talk about Lost Records. Like I know I'm gonna like it when I play the game, but it's like until I get my hands on it, I'll just be like, it's a new IP. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing it regardless. But anyways, that's just my thoughts on this video. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.